Okay, so why Twitter? Twitter is a beautiful atmosphere to examine different types of users, relationships, information, and it's also a fertile ground for many types of research. So there's a lot of previous research involved Twitter data. So usually they have a lot of open source data that you can use in Kaggle and in competition, and you can reach a lot of already structured Twitter database. So why should we even connect to the Twitter API and mine it? Why do it? Well, one size doesn't fit all. Not all data that is out there is fit exactly for what you want to research, what you want to examine, what you want to research actually. So no matter what you choose, if it is to mine Twitter or to create your own database, I would like to introduce you to a way to do it. So where do we start? Well, first of all, I asked you to create your own Twitter account, but now you need to to switch it into a developer account. So what you're gonna do, if you want to split your screen, or we can do it together. What you're gonna do now is you need to apply your developer account, okay? And then you need to create your credential, your tokens and your keys, and we'll do it later together. And then you generate your keys and tokens and your credential for your developer account. Now, why do you need it? Okay, when you're developing in Python, you need to connect to the Twitter API in order to mine data. So what you do, you apply your credential, okay, your tokens, your customer key, your secret key, your access key, and then you apply it in order to connect to your specific API and to use it in order to mine Twitter. Now we're going to use a Python package called Twippy, but there are other packages. It looks pretty much the same. And then we're gonna do it later. We're gonna connect. We're gonna use. We're gonna create your developer account, and we're gonna get your tokens, and I will show you how to apply it in the code, and to connect to your own Twitter account. So now you have your credential. You put them in the code the way I showed you. Now what are you going to do with it? So first of all, what we need to do is to install and import all kinds of packages. We have Twippy that connects to the Twitter API. We have pandas in order to work in data frames and to apply them the machine learning model or whatever we want to apply on the data. It's easier to use when it's structured in a data frame. We have time. Twitter has the open access to a user is limited. So there is a limitation. We're using time loops in order to pass it. And then we need to import JSON because the data structure of the Twitter metadata is JSON, and I will show you how it looks like. Okay, so we're getting to know the API. So we have what we see here is, what we see here that there are all kinds of filters that you can apply if you want to filter media, if you want to only pictures of dogs, only pictures of cats, only videos, only tweets that talks about dog, but they don't talk about cats. And then you have query words, and you can use any kind of query words you like, whatever it is you want to search for. You can also use hashtags. And then if you have a list of words, you can go through them, and then you connect to the Twitter API using Tweepy cursor, and then you retrieve the tweets. Now you have the tweet mode that is you search for extend, and not the regular one, because I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of Twitter it was unlimited for 140 characters, and now it's 280. So this one lets you connect to retrieve the logger tweet. Okay, so if you don't use this one, you will have tweets that are cut and end with ... So then you connect to it if you want to include retweets, or you only want original tweets, and then you choose the number of items you wish. And then you can go up to 400. Okay, this is the limitation. After this, it sends you to for a timeout. This is what I talked about before, that you need to import the time, because if you want to do a continuous loop and retrieve more than 4,000 tweets, you need to use the time slip. Okay, now in order to deal with it, you need to use 15 minutes. This works in seconds, so it's 900 seconds. Okay, and the pprint allows you to pretty print the JSON JSON item. Okay, so as I told you about the extended tweet, you have the text. Okay, and you see that it's end with ... So this is what I talked about before, that the original one was 140 characters, and now it's double as much. So in order, you want to retrieve only the text that ends with ... you need to reach for the extended tweet. Okay. So if we're talking, it's something from my Twitter account. So if we're looking at a tweet, what do we see here? So what would we like to retrieve from this example tweet, for example? So we see the text, and we see maybe emojis, and we see the dates, and retweets, and mentions, and users, and we see hashtags, replying to, likes, URLs, and images. Okay, this is what we're seeing. And then if we have the users, we can also go to the user data. And here we also see the name and the screen name and the followers and the followees. We see when he joined, and the likes and the tweets. Okay, so we have the tweet itself and all the data that's surrounding the tweet, and all the data that's surrounding the users. Okay, so what we see is very nice, only the top. Okay, but let's see what underneath, how the tweet itself looks like when we uncover it. Okay, when it doesn't look so pretty. This is a tweet. This is tweet data. This is the Twitter metadata. I couldn't do it any bigger because it wouldn't fit the slide, but let's try and see a closer look of it. Okay?
Is one tweet or a few tweets together?
This is the one tweet.
One tweet. Wow.
One tweet. Okay, so this is another tweet, but a shorter one that I try to make you view it. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, before we reached we connected to Twitter API, and then we just took the JSON as it is, all the JSON file, Okay, every tweet is a JSON, and this is is a structure as a JSON object. So now we're seeing this is a pretty print of a JSON file. Okay, this is the way why it looks like this. And here we can see that you see that there is two text. You see there is one text and ... and another one that it is the full text. You see both? Okay. So if you want to just take the tweet and put it into a data frame, you can not just take the text and put it into a column, for example, as a feature. You need to search it inside. And sometimes it can be here, and sometimes it can be there, and every other time it can be in a different place. So again, as I said, it can be inside text, and it can be inside full text, okay? But it can also be inside a reply or a retweet or a mention, not a mention, but it can be as in reply to a tweet. It can be in many places. So in order to retrieve the text, we need to use the tweet mode extend, okay, and then to append the full text, and only use text as a fallback, okay, because we saw that we have two, right? We have the extended tweet, the full text, and we have the text, okay. So we need a fallback. If not every tweet will have a full tweet. Some tweets will only have text. Okay, some will have only text, some will have full text. Okay, but is it enough? Well, no. In order to retrieve any fallback of the full text, it can be in extended tweet full text. It can be a retweeted status, and it can be an extended status, and it can be inside and retweet status, extend tweet, full text, and so on and so on. It can be in many different places. So we need to be like spies and trying to figure out where they are, and do a lot of fallback in order to retrieve the full text. It cost me, I think, 8 gigas of data in order to reach this one that went to the garbage. Okay, so we have the information. We got the tweets. We were spies and we found them, and now we have the Twitter data. So we have the tweet ID. When was it created? And the source of the tweet itself. The source is the device. If it was iPhone, if it was Android, how many favorites, how many likes it got, and the retweet count. We can retrieve mentions and hashtags from the data. Okay, this is called the entities in the JSON file. Okay, it's under entities. And we can retrieve all kind of mentions and hashtags. If there is this is a reply to, okay, if this is a reply this is something that is in reply to, we can reach all this kind of information. Okay, who wrote it, what did he wrote, and the user ID. And then we have all kinds of users. Okay, we have the one that wrote it, and we want to retrieve their information, their screen name, the user ID, how many social power they have with their followers count, and so on. How many buzz does any one of their statuses get in their favorite counts, and how active they are. how many statuses and how many tweets they tweeted. So now we're reaching to the location, okay? Every tweet, not every tweet, some tweets will have locations. And this is nice thing to know. From where did, people talk about coronavirus, or where people talk about this new brand or so on.
What it depends on, what tweets have.
And I can't hear you, wait a minute. Yeah?
You hear me now?
Yeah.
On what it depends, if the Twitter has location or not, the account settings, or
yeah, if their account settings, if it's open in their account or not.
Okay, so each user defines if he wants to expose his location.
Yeah.
Okay.
If some people has their location open all the time, sometimes it's connected to whether it's on the computer or on their iPhone or wherever they're using it. It's connected to the account itself.
Okay, thanks.
So we're done with retrieving all the data. Okay. So right now what we're doing is converting all the data into a data frame, and then we save it to a file. And this is something that might create a little bit of garbage. Okay, so we're saving stuff and we encode it in order to save it. And then you see all kind of symbols that are not clear. You see here the output. Okay, so this is a lot of noise and we don't want it. Okay, so sometimes when we retrieve data from Twitter, and especially emojis, when we retrieve the data and encode it and save it to a CSV file with the emojis, it will looks like this. And if it's in the middle of a sentence or whatever, it will pretty much if you want to view your data in your eye manually, okay, so it will be you will not understand it. So sometimes, in order to preserve the data and not just cut every symbol from your data, you will want to save the data of the emojis. Okay, so how do we deal with it? Well, there is a lot of packages that deals with emojis. I will cover some of them, and I will show you how to use it. You also have access to very short tutorials of those packages. Okay, and then I will show you what I chose to use. Okay, and this is what you will have in the notebook of mining Twitter. Okay, so dealing with emojis. So this is a package called emoji. Okay, and as you can see, you import it, and then it converted from the Unicode. The name of the name of the emoji itself, so it can turn from the Unicode to the emoji, and from the emoji to the Unicode. Okay, very nice. But if we have more than one, this is an example that we have one emoji. Okay, so we have an emoji. Okay, and it converts it to a text, but then it's a long line of the text. It has, for me, what it lacks is the option to, like, if there is many more than one emoji, then to save it. Okay, like a dictionary. Okay, it was missing for me. Okay, this one, okay, is you see the long one. It's kind of it went to the side, but you see here a tweet, okay, and then you use the emoji in order to the emoji package in order to find all the tweets, okay? And as you can see, all the emojis. And as you can see, you see that here, the game fire on the here. Okay, so this is what it does. So it takes two emojis and translate it. So if I want to extend it to another feature, it's more work. Okay, now let's review a Python package that using deep learning. What DeepMoji does, okay, it's a deep learning package, and what it does is search similarities between emojis. Okay, so if you have a written text, they have one emojis, they give you similar emojis to describe the feeling in the text, similar emotion to the specific emoji. Very, very nice package. Okay, so it's a little bit longer to really start working with it, but it's pretty copy paste. I mean, you have the notebooks. You can apply it whenever and wherever you want. You just copy paste most of this is a copy paste. Okay, you can just take it, apply it wherever you want, and here is where you start to play with it. Okay, so you have the sentence, for example, and then you apply DeepMoji on the sentence, and then you want the top 5 emojis that shows the emotion of the text. What emotions are in the text and which emojis describe them. You can also do the same for an emoji. You take an emoji and you find the top 5, the top 3 emojis that describe similar emotions. Now, this is very, very nice, but again, it's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted more features. I looked for something that will find what emojis I have in the text. It will save it for me in another column as another feature, and what are the names? In order, if they lost in the Unicode translation, okay, that I will have the keys, the Unicode of it, okay, the way it's called. So when in doubt, sometimes simple is better. This is DeepMoji. So we have DeepMoji, and what it do actually is exactly what I wanted. It creates a dictionary of all the tweets that are in the text, and this is what you will use when you're mining Twitter. And then what you do is just find all your emojis in the status, and you append it to another column called emojis, and then you have a dictionary of all the emojis that if you want later to analyze, you have it. Okay, so most of the data set that I covered in order to find something that fits my research was pretty limited. The largest one that I found had inside about 15 columns, 15 different features. Now I know it's a lot over here. It's more than 30. Okay, I think that by the time we're done with this session today, you can create a data set of Twitter with more than 40 features. Okay, which is a lot, but it didn't fit me. Okay, and another thing that is when you're retrieving tweets from Twitter, sometimes you cannot later go back to the Twitter API and search for the specific tweets and retrieve the data that is missing. Okay, because sometimes people delete delete their tweets, and sometimes you will just, it's a free API, so it's limited. So from my experience, it's better to have more in the beginning when you're creating your initial data set, and then try to find other features according to the data you will have, because you will not find it. Okay, so any questions so far? You want to go ahead and try by yourself?
Can you declare what is the purpose when you mining data from Twitter? You want to analyze emotions, you want to, I don't know, search for hot topics.
So there is a lot of research dealing with Twitter, okay? Specifically, I search for persuasion, okay? But there is if there is hot topics, as you said, trending topics, the emotion dealing with the specific product, customers' reviews, okay? To see it's pretty much the surrounding emotions and influence, and to see how a subject is presenting in different countries. For example, if somebody is talking about symptoms of a disease in one country, and then the next, and then the next, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is something that is also can be found in social media, as in Twitter. There is a lot to learn from Twitter data, from what people think about, what they're feeling about, their attitudes, and users who is influential. Who should you?
Twitter gives you access to all tweets, to certain tweets, to how it works?
So it depends on your account. Okay, we're using the free account, and the free account has limitation. Okay, so if you just plug in, okay, we're searching for queries, so it will find you queries. It won't find you an entire conversation. Okay, for example, if there is a tweet and it has a lot of comments and it's a long conversation, you will not, it's not, what I built won't retrieve the entire conversation. Okay, there are all kind of ways to when past all the limitations. Okay, for example, if you're connecting to it and you're taking a byte from the stream, where you have a start date and the end date. Okay, you can after 15 minutes, you can try to reconnect through the last timestamp, and then to take the next byte, and then and so on. There is all kind of limitation. There are ways to go past them. I didn't need it for my research, but there are ways to do it.
And the search is by
queries.
Yeah, שכחתי את המילה. מילות מפתח? Keywords?
Keywords, yeah.
Okay.
But you can also use hashtags or so on. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is provide you the notebooks, and you will try to yourself create your own account. And if anybody else will want, I will give you the permission to share your screen, so we'll do it together. So this is it for this slide. And right now I will stop the sharing, and I will give you the access to the notebooks.
Wait, we need a developer account to run them, don't we?
Yes, and we'll do this together.
Okay.
We'll convert, all of you has a Twitter account, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we'll convert your account into a developer account. So we'll send here again in the chat the notebooks, even though you have them in your Google Drive. We have this. Does anybody want to share the screen or turn their account into a developer account together?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so try to share the screen. If not, I will try to.
Wait, let me find there.
So we should just use our regular Twitter account for this?
Host disabled attended screen sharing.
Okay, I will try to do that.
There's no immediate drawbacks that I should be aware of before turning my regular Twitter account into a developer account, right?
We're not. We're just connecting in order to retrieve. We're not posting stuff there. I know that there is a possibility to do it in a developer account. In order to create bots that publish stuff in the account's name. So we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Only to connect and retrieve the data. Gal, you're here. How can I give her permission to share? Gal, you're here. Okay, try now. Nama, try to.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, so.
Can you see my Twitter account?
Yeah. So this is not the way to connect to the Twitter account. Wait, you need. I will share a link.
Okay.
Try to enter.
Can you see the new tab?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, first of all, you need to
Apply?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you see apply for a developer account.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed it. How did you get to this link?
I send it in the chat.
Yeah, I got to the link, and how do you get the apply user account?
On the top.
I clicked apply, and you see this link over here, apply for a developer account. I just clicked it. Right, what would you now?
So you do a you choose it academic, exploring.
What's the most exact description, shall we say?
Exploring.
Where do you
Student.
see
I think you would
exploring?
either go with the hobbyist exploring the API or the academic student.
I think I'm exploring the API. Yeah. Okay, next. Do I have to pick a country?
Mm.
I think we do. This is me. Must be 200 characters or longer. Seriously. Guys, help me. What else should I write here? I need 90 more characters apparently.
Can you send in the chat everything you wrote here so we don't have to come up with our own?
This is a good idea. Well, I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember I needed to do it. That when I created my developer account.
Let's do, okay, retweets. Let's put them in more detail. What else are we going to do?
Finding sentiments, user relationships, emotions, plot them. And we're done.
Wait. There you go. Close the. I'm stuck with the chat window open. Are you planning to analyze? Yes. Please describe how you will Seriously, that's what I just did. We said we won't use tweet, retweet, like, follow, or direct message, right? Or are we going to? Let's say we are.
We can copy paste because it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Not really, but yeah.
I really don't remember I needed to do that. I think it's new.
You might want to instruct your next group to do it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like send them the link before and some instructions on how to get past this.
No. Will your product, service, or analysis? No. Next. Let's review. Amazing. Yay! We did it.
Mm.
Just a minute. I'm signed in on my smartphone, so I'm confirming from there.
I think I missed what you wrote in the specifics and the other one. There were three things to write here, right?
Everything we did copy paste.
Ah, okay, the same thing. Okay.
God damn it. Sorry guys, something isn't working. I'm gonna, how do I stop sharing?
I created now another. I tried to convert another account to a developer account, and apparently it's supposed to take a couple of days.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I think that what we're going to do is I will share with you some file that I created, and we're going to do everything together. Create your own developer account now, but after that I will share with you the notebooks, and you will see what I'm doing and how it's going to work. Okay, and you're going to tell me what to do, and if you want to change stuff and to try them, and this is what we're going to do. And then when you have your own credential, you will use them. Okay, what are you saying?
Oh,
Are you sure? For me, I think I got to a screen saying, let's add some keys.
Really? You want to
Welcome to, I verified, it sent me an email, like confirm your email for the developer, and clicking on it, welcome to the Twitter developer platform. Let's get you some keys. You'll need to name your app.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to share your screen?
Sure.
Okay, so create a name, call it whatever.
So just this is the mail I got, and
Yeah, I
Uh,
a purple screen.
okay, let's get you some tests. Wow, surprise! 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing.
Yeah, so now you have your keys. Roll a little bit down. You have your API keys and wait.
So I need to save them because they're not going to show it again.
No, they are. You need to just copy paste them into the code.
No, but it says here for security, this will only be shown once. And you can always regenerate new ones.
Can you open the notebook?
How do I go to the chat here? Okay, should I save my own copy?
Yeah. Now run it until you need to apply or just copy paste your credential first.
This is the API key.
Scroll a little bit down. Here.
Okay. So That would be my
API key and API secret. And you're supposed to have also access.
access key.
Yeah. You're
So
supposed to have two more.
this would be my access key.
What you have now, it's your customer key and your customer secret.
Okay,
So you just scroll down to this position in the note, you create a copy of the notebook, and then you scroll down to this position where the keys are and you replace with the keys?
Yeah.
So this is the API key, right? The
Mhm.
consumer key is the API key.
Mhm.
And then the API secret key is, again, here.
And now you're supposed to have two access key, one access key and one is secret access key.
But they only have a bearer token.
Mm.
But where do I use the access token key? I only use the key and the secret.
You have them both. You see?
No, I see that I have them here.
Yeah.
In the OAuth keys, but I only passed Tweety, or maybe the chat is, sorry, no. See, in my chat, I only passed 2. I don't see where I'm using the access token key.
So put in a hashtag on the beginning of this one.
You mean to comment it out?
Yeah.
I can just leave it as access.
Okay. So try it.
Okay, here goes. Can I run this in parallel? Or it's enter your authorization code?
Yeah, you need to connect to your drive in order to save them later, but you're supposed to.
How do I know what is my authorization code?
Supposed to press on it.
Hmm?
You need to click on the link. Run it again and then click on the link.
Okay.
Click on the link.
Okay. Thanks.
And then you agree to sell your salted devil.
Sold years ago.
Yeah. Let them know everything about you.
They already know it.
Yeah. I don't know why they keep asking for authorization. You know everything. What else can you possibly learn?
Okay.
I think theoretically it's a third-party service, but it's not actually third-party. It's actually Google. But it is a little concerning that, like, the first thing you do with the collab is you need to give permissions for a service that has the rights to erase everything in your Google Drive. It's a little disquieting. It's like,
no, you don't
I'm
have
going to make one small mistake and erase all of my important files ever.
Yeah, but you don't really have to. It's just if you want to work on CSV files and to save them into your own drive, but you don't really have to. You can just connect them into Git or just stream from a Twitter API and then just work on it over there, but then you close your notebook, then all of your data will be gone. So try it. Does it work?
Now,
Well, did it work?
Try.
now, right? Let's see.
Let's.
Now, okay.
Okay. You need to the preprint. You need to
Import pprint.
yeah. This is the problem, not anything else. For now.
So I don't need to run all of the consecutive, right? They have already been run.
Yeah. Let's see if you can see how a tweet looks like. Yeah. Okay. So now you can look at the way it's structured. You see,
So it just worked without adding the extra access key?
Yeah. They
Nice.
changed. They changed something.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently. Okay. So here you just took one query, love. You can do whatever it is you wish for, and you retrieve one tweet. Okay, and then you quick print it in order you can just look at how it's structured. Where if you want to scroll down a little bit. Okay, so you see there is user mentions and favorite accounts, and there is the ID in reply to. You see all of that. There is the full text. It can be in other places, the full text. Okay, so here you have one tweet, and if you want to scroll down, this retrieves as a JSON file and as a JSON object. If you wish to scroll down a little bit more.
It's a lot of data.
Yeah, for one tweet, only one. Okay, so here you have a function that what it does is you give them, since I have, for my tools, I have keywords and categories that I created. So I wanted to save them when I retrieved the topics and the keywords. So I created a dictionary, and then it runs on the dictionary and the keys and the words, and so you can also, like, you want to retrieve data about health, and you search for topics such as COVID-19 and I don't know, vaccine or whatever, or you want to search about animals, and you have dogs, and then it's also saving them into a list. So you can go ahead and play with it. Anybody else also have the permission to access a Twitter account as a developer account? What I'm suggesting now is you have anybody else succeeded to do that?
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else encounter a problem?
It's still running for me, so eventually I'll know if I have a problem or I managed to do it. But I don't know yet.
I managed to get the codes, but somehow my run is still stuck on the pip install.
Okay.
How long is that supposed to go?
You can, you remember what I showed you last time? That you can connect to the GPU?
I did. You mean hosted runtime, right?
Yeah, but you can also choose the GPU or the TPU, or you're shutting down all other notebooks.
It's the only notebook running. It could be that I just have a slow connection also.
Also,
How do I change the GPU?
you can do it also locally. Try and do locally.
Okay.
So I suggest that we're gonna take about 15 minutes. So everybody will try and create a data set. You can choose any other words and topics and keywords. You need to change the number of the items you wish to retrieve in order to do something about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so once I got like one tweet,
you're good to go.
Then you start to go over them in a loop.
No, now you have.
Oh my, that's a lot of code.
No, right now, what you did is you saw how the Twitter metadata looks like, one tweet, and then you go downstairs for a function. That what it does is connects to the Twitter API, and then it looks at a JSON object of a tweet, and retrieve from there whatever it is you wish for. Okay, and create a database.
Okay, and so this already goes and gets multiple tweets, or it's still just processing one tweet?
Okay, what it does is it retrieve. No, it can go. You see the items. There is 400 items for.
Okay.
What you change it to something? You change something for count.
Yeah, I just added a new parameter so I can edit.
Okay. Yes.
It used to be one here. I can move it.
It can be count. Yeah, it's a good idea. It can be here the items you can do and choose whatever it is you wish for. And then downstairs here you see the words. It's like in dictionary. I just took some of my words and added dogs and animals for it, but you can do. I think you should take some more and other words that you think that it can be interesting to plot and.
How do we know which topics there are? Is it a finite set, or we can do anything we want? Like
you can do whatever you want. You can take I don't know, maybe politics and Israel or Trump, or you can do. Sorry.
I'm interested in sustainability, so that would be like a topic.
Like you can.
Like global warming.
Yeah, global warming. It's also part of my keywords, but I just gave you 3. You can GMO. It's also a thing that's connected, right?
To GMO, like the genetically modified.
Yeah.
But
not completely. Whatever you can do.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like specifically. I have data of a startup that is into food waste, sharing food waste. It would be interesting to see this.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have anything.
You can choose whatever words you wish for. The reason that I'm keeping what I've been looking for and the keywords and the topics, because it's somehow lost. You can search something and and then it's got lost in the text itself. For example, maybe there are groups of social warming, so the text itself doesn't have it, and only some other mention or something has some kind of connection for it. And then when you come back and try to reprocess your data, you can and you search for your keywords in your data, you won't find it because it's not where you're looking for. Okay, so you have it. So everybody is okay with the code and everything? Somebody is not? Somebody wants me to create a database for you to work on next session?
Yeah, it didn't work for me. Can you please create a CSV file?
Okay, so I have some CSV file with I will put it in the shared file, okay? And you can copy it.
So actually, you have a function, and then you build a list of words on topics that interest you. Then you run it in a loop to get tweets on those topics.
Yeah.
Right. So okay.
So then when I analyze it, I can do it according to a topic, according to a category, and so on.
Dina, thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and a lot of I threw to the garbage more than 10 gigas of CSV before I had this one.
Because it was not useful?
Yeah, it was absolutely garbage. Nothing that not usable, not enough. I think it's a better way to put it.
How did you come to the conclusion that you couldn't use your existing database?
Because my research deals with persuasion, so when I come to take a database that deals with election, it's very limited to the topic of elections. So there is also a lot of bias in the data because the subtopics in these conversations and detonation and everything is politics, but there is not persuasion only in politics. So you need to take a database that connected to advertising and politics and all kind of stuff. And then all the databases are not all the same. And then when you started to create with the simplest tutorials that you have and how to do to create one, it's not enough. It's just not enough. Because for first of all, creating this line of code that creates the way to retrieve the text, the full text, if this is what you want to work on, it was it was months of searching a way to do it until I could find something appropriate to start building from. Wait, I need to check something in the file. See exactly which file I need to share with you.
Guys, if this is okay, I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, sure.
Girls, actually.
Okay, found the file.
Dina,
Yeah.
I have a question on the data retrieved.
Mm-hmm.
I can see in the original text, it all has the 3 dots. So I assumed it's not using the extended mode, but in your method, I do see tweet mode extended. And
It's supposed to, when you can print only the text itself. It's a view limitation. The tweet itself is full. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, so
if we'll try to print this column specifically, like the first cell, the first value, you're supposed to see it full text. So when we're trying to process it, we will process the full text.
So how much data should we be looking for the next step?
I downloaded like 100 tweets.
Okay.
But you can do whatever, just it will be faster.
All right.
How can I control the number of tweets that I'm getting?
The items, you're changing the items number. You see it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I uploaded a CSV file that I created, and the one that I did all my manipulations on. And I've noticed that you're missing a few lines of code in the in what you're using, or not.
Dina, where did you upload the CSV file to?
To the shared folder?
The course material?
Yeah.
I only see one file there, Introduction to Big Data, PDF.
No, it's here. Copy of tweets, CSV.
Oh, okay, I refreshed my screen, thanks.
There was an import missing. I don't know what else was missing.
Would you like to share the screen? I will see. Preprint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so I just added it. I'm saying, I don't know if there was anything else missing.
So the file that you're working on, it has in reply to, right? Like in reply to status, in reply to, you have it?
I have in reply to. I printed just one tweet and I still have the cropped text in the original text. Do you want me to share?
Yeah. Share it.
Sharing it, thank you. This is what I have.
Can you share just the value?
Okay, just the value of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Column, or I need to have. Can I do this? Okay.
So you see it's not cut?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a limitation of the view when we were seeing it in a frame.
Okay, thanks.
So I think that you do have a few missing lines of code. It's just that the other file has my credential, so I will add it to your file. Wait. Please refresh what I sent you, the original one. I added another cube of code with the function with an alternation. I will share the screen and I will show you.
Okay. Where's the collab notebook again?
Sorry?
I can't find the notebook now. Where did we say it was saved? The code?
At the shared file, at the shared folders.
In Twitter folder?
Wait, I will go see again. Yes, in Twitter. Yeah, okay, I found it.
Dina?
Yeah, now please refresh your screen. Yeah.
Is there a way to exclude something from a search for? I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking for an app called Olio, and I'm getting half olio and half like the pasta aglio olio.
So you can filter. Use the filter instead of media. You can use the name of the pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aglio olio.
Yeah.
It's really fun playing with your data.
Yeah. So I will share the screen and I will show you what I added, and then you will do it again. Wait, where is it? Didn't work. Okay. Okay, so now I will share the screen again, and I will show you what I added and why I need to refresh and or just copy paste it into your folder. Okay, so you see here those lines. Okay, so this is what gives you us, you and us, the information about if it's a retweet in a reply to, a retweet in reply to, on all the data. So if it exists, it takes the data. If it's not, it just brings back something empty. Okay, if we want to see connection between users or the spread of a message in social media, we'll need this one also. So refresh, copy paste to your code, and then create a database. And I will share with you this file instead of, so you will need tweets one, I think. I will share it with you. No, I don't think we're in tweets one. This is what we're going to do next. Or next, no, you need this one. This is the file that you need. Okay, so we'll stop sharing. I think that I'm gonna put on a timer like next time, like last time for a few minutes. So you will continue playing, and I will get something to drink. Okay.
That's a great idea.
Okay, so I will share it. 15 minutes it's okay for you to continue to play with your notebooks, and if anything, will help each other. And
yeah, that's fine.
So I'll be right back. How are you doing?
Hey, something's not working.
Why?
I'll show you. Just a minute. See here?
All right, because we need also, sorry, I know. We need to adjust the diction, the way I will show you on my screen.
Okay.
See here? This is what's missing. I will change it in your file. You see here. So now,
Okay, I'll update it.
yeah. I suggest it will take another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll go to the next session because there is a lot of cool stuff to do with Twitter data, and I would like to go for as many of them as we can we will be able to, and then you can continue and play and plot and analyze and so on. What do you say?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay.
I have a question. Dana, you're still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. So this one thing I missed when you were going over the code, because in the example as is, right, it gets 3 tweets. into the file.
Yeah.
How do I change that? How do I manipulate the keywords?
Not the count, the number of items.
Where is that?
Didn't you change it into the count, the number of you that you wished for? Open your file.
It was I did it in my own copy. I'm sorry. In the first
Oh, okay. I didn't understand who is talking to me. Okay, so I will show you on my file. Okay.
Okay.
I will show you. Okay, here it is. No. Okay.
We're still seeing the timer.
And,
there we go.
okay, so you see here the number of items? You see this is the function?
Okay.
You see here, I think here it's written for you maybe 1. This is yours.
Yeah.
This is yours, and you have your 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so change it to 100,000. I think 100 it's enough, so it won't take so long, and you will get you could see something, and it will be a little bit. It will be a little faster than more, but the limitation is 4,000, I think.
Okay, and one last question. There was a code section before that there, where you edit the query words. That's just for the printing, right? That's not the actual keywords of the tweets that will be saved in the file.
This one? Okay.
Oh, okay. This is the one with the love and the media and whatever.
Yeah, you also have the media. Okay, it's just the query is the keywords that you receive. Okay, you receive a keyword and a topic. Okay, so the query is the keyword, and then you save the topic and you save the keywords so you still have it. If it's not in the text itself, sometimes it gets lost in the analysis. So this is the first one, okay, where you have query words like love, hate, makeup, Madonna, whatever. And then you just, if you do it with a list, so you just can take a loop of the list for each one of them, retrieve 1 until 4,000 items, and just append the JSON, the JSON object, and then and do it, and then take a time out. And do it again and again and again because of the limitation. Okay, this is this part. Okay.
Okay.
Now, because my research has a lot of topics and a lot of categories, and I wanted the options of the option to do stuff. This is why I took a lot of features, as many as I could. And so I could create more features. And this is why I also wanted to take a loop of a keyword and topics that I created. Okay, because every topic has a couple of words inside and topics inside and so on. So this is why I created this one, but you can do it differently. You can alter it and change it for your liking. What Tamar, you change it here to count? Tamar or Nama?
Nama was doing the asking, so I don't know where Tamar is.
Tamar, I added count here.
Yeah, so here she added a count. I will add it for you also because it's.
No, I think you need one inside. You need another. Like
one inside?
Yeah, inside.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Okay, so we have this one. And then we go back to the function. It was a very, very good idea. And we're adding here, and we're taking this And we have it here, and I'll save it for you. It's your, it's your file. The reason that I don't know, it's still the name that you have, but it's just removed my credential. So it's like, you know, giving somebody the access to your Facebook account and everything, so you can publish things in your name. So I'll just remove my credentials. So here now you have a good, better and improved function that you put in the keywords and the topics, and you tell the function how many tweets you would like.
Okay, awesome. By the way, is there no way to extract like the credentials part out of the code, and then you can have each participant just create their own file instead of Xing it out again and again?
It's this is the reason why it's another box of code. I can just take it.
Yeah, I'm suggesting maybe you should check for your next presentation if there's a way to get that out of I don't know, another file or some other way to save it, so that you wouldn't have to, you know, erase it each time you want to change something in the code, but rather each participant would have to put their own credentials somewhere else, and the notebook remains the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You obviously won't give them your credentials file.
Yeah.
You just have each one of them create their own, but then if you're making a change, you don't have to re-edit and recheck before publishing an update.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I know when I was working on IBM Watson platform, there is a possibility to create hidden cells. So it's just whenever you publish it, like for lists and stuff, it just disappears. So maybe there is an opportunity here also. So if you're done with it, with creating your own database, or you're okay with using for the moment using the CSV that I share with you, we can continue.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure. So, and we're going to the next session. Okay, so what we're going to do, of course, there is the possibility to explain everything, the algorithms, the mathematics, and everything behind everything with it we're doing. But data science comes to tell a story. So you have your data, and you want to find out what is interesting inside of it. So we can talk about the algorithms and the functions and everything and how they do everything. Or I can, wait. I'm sorry, if somebody has something in the chat, I cannot reach it now. So if you want to speak with your voice, it will be more.
I just sent how you can save the key in a file and then use it in your notebook.
Okay, thank you. So what I wanted to do here, since I don't know all of your backgrounds, and for the next lecture, I also they come from all kind of backgrounds. I wanted to introduce tools and what they do, and to explain, as I did in the first presentation, to explain all kind of ideas intuitively. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff in this lecture. I'm gonna show you how to do it. you will get code that does what I'm saying it does. And if you want to learn more, you can just do it by yourself and to understand the algorithms and everything behind it. So what we're going to do is understand through tweets, but actually it's understanding the world, the world itself. You have your data and you can understand how trends are moving and understand how which countries has which disease symptoms, and to maybe predict which kind of disease is supposed to come to which country according to the geography of the movement of the disease. I mean, for example, the flu vaccination in Israel, it's according to the types of flu that were in Australia. Okay, so we really what we're searching for is to understand, or actually to understand the answer that our data brings. And the way to do it is actually to view the data, to see the features, and try to understand what kind of questions can it answer. Okay, so you're drowning, if you remember the way one tweet looks like, you're drowning in information without any information, actually. So it's not structured, it's very messy. So how do we do it? So as I said, your data is telling a story. So what you want to do is explore it. You want to explore the where and the who and the how. Okay, how are they feeling? Who is feeling, and where they are. So where we start. Tolkien usually starts with a map, and this is what we're going to do also. So as I said, we can view trends by a map. So you have in your data, you have your latitude and longitude, and we're gonna go over weights and colors, and you have the map projections. So we're gonna use something that's called base map, because every other way I try to do it, it's needed a lot of connecting to Google API and creating a developer account for Google, and it was a little bit complicated for me to give it as a tutorial. So base map doesn't require anything actually. So we're going to use it because it's easy to apply, easy to use, very nice visualization, without all of the mess of installation and connection and so on. So we're going to talk about map projections. So base map have a few different kind of views of a map. You can view it in this way. Okay, this is called pseudo-cycling projections. And there are other projections. Everything is elaborated in your Colab notebook. Okay, you will be access it in shortly. And then you can take all of your dots. Okay, you have your tweets, and some of them will have latitudes and longitude, and you can plot it on a map where they are. Okay, and then you can, if there are a couple of tweets from the same location or even the same user, you can use weights. Okay, the more it's not that every dot in your map weights the same. It's according to how many times a tweet were from a specific location. And then you can add maybe colors for the number of times of retweets from a specific location. Okay. So now we're gonna, you have your awesome database that you created, and now I will share with you a link to, I think that you're supposed to have it on the share folder, and now you're gonna play with it and apply it and plot it. And then you come back to me and you will tell me what did you find out, what you want to talk about, what story your data is telling. Okay. So you're supposed to have it in your file. It's called mapped with, and I will give you the link for the specific file now. Oops. Here is the file, but it's on also in your folder. And thank you so much for the comments. It's very helpful. So you're good with applying it and playing with it?
We're working on it. Just a minute.
Okay, so is it okay that I will apply maybe a timer and turn off my camera for this this part?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm here if you need any questions or anything.
Dina, I have one question regarding the map library. Can you also zoom in for a specific city, or?
Yeah, there's a way to do it. I saw that. I think that in your file there's supposed to be links for a more elaborative tutorial about it. Wait, I will see. With different kinds of ways to plot on it, with like of borders and stuff, and section. Okay, so you're supposed to have a link like geographic data with a base map. It's some kind of a tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
So I also use this, but so there are other ways to do stuff over there. Again, I don't know how much background you have with Python and libraries and stuff, but Matplotlib has a library of color maps that you can use like the name and change it and play with it. I had a lot of fun with the colors, and I linked it below. So so you can play with it also with the colors and stuff. If something not working and anyone they want to share a screen and stuff, it's fine. Just tell me and I will let you. While you're doing this and looking at the maps, find something interesting. Find something that tells a story, something that interests you or surprised you about your queries and about your data. Okay. Very good.
So I'm seeing a lot of tweets in England. That seems about right, right?
Yeah, I think so.
England and the West Coast somewhere.
Mm-hmm. You want to share your screen and show and tell?
Oh,
Hmm.
sure. There we go. I should say though, here, instead of longitude, it just said LON and created
Yeah.
an error. So
Okay.
you should fix that so it will run. But I don't know, can I zoom in here?
How many tweets you have?
I copied your tweets CSV file.
Okay.
So however many there were on there.
Okay.
I mean, this map is not interactive, right?
No.
So say we want to see.
There is a way to do it. There is you have a in the beginning of the file you have a link to a tutorial of base map.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a way to do it a partial map. There is an example with Seattle over there.
Okay, I'll try to do that. So I'll stop sharing for now and I'll try to do that.
Okay. How about the rest of you? Would you like us to continue to the next session?
Yeah, I think we can.
Okay. So let's go back. Okay, so apply it on our data. So we know now where they are. Does all of the data appears on the map? I'm asking you.
No, because some doesn't have the location.
Okay, and does it matter?
Yes, it depends what is your question, actually. But
Yeah.
if you want to look all of the data, then you need to understand what part of the data doesn't have a location. Is it half of the data, most of the data, almost none?
Right. Okay, so we know where, but let's talk about the who. Okay? A small group of determined and like-minded people can change the course of history. I'm taking you back to what we talked about last session, when we talked about homophily and social proof and echo chambers, that people are connected to people that are like them, okay, and the connections of people. And we talked about social network analysis, and this is what we're going to talk about now. We're talking about ways to see who are the main players and how are they connected. And we're going to use methods of social network analysis in order to do so. So as we said last session, we have points and we have lines between people, followers, friendships, and so on. Points and lines have formal names. We are using nodes and edges. And here we're seeing a social network of high school. Okay, we see by the colors which grades, and you see that they are all mixed together. You see in one side we have, like in this side, we have the higher groups, and here we have the lower groups, the lowest grade. Okay, but then we're looking at maybe of a different kind of feature of our players. And here we can see that here we have white people, and here we have black people, and we have mixed mixed or other types, and we see that it is structured differently. So why does it matter? Okay, we see all kind of dots and connections, and you see somebody in the middle and two people on the side. You see some kind of a relationship. Okay. So this is what you're seeing here. Okay, it's relationships of the last 6 months between people. Okay, all of them have the same amount of patterns. And then we're looking on this example. What we're seeing here is the transmissions of sexual disease. Okay, those are the same nodes. Okay, only here we can see how sexual transmitted disease are moving in a social network of high schools. Okay, so social networks are important in order to understand how diseases are moving, how an idea is moving, and how something maybe affects on a computer network, like in a device or some kind of a security breach. So when we're talking about social networks, okay, we have, as I talked to you in last session, we have undirected network, and we have directed. Okay, undirected means like a group of friends. Okay, like Facebook, for example, I'm your friend and you're mine. Directed is social network like Twitter. I follow you, you can follow somebody else. Okay, now there are binary networks that all connections are equal, have the same weight. But some networks as weighted network with values. For example, like we're going to do next is like if somebody mentioned somebody else a lot of times, then we're gonna count it, and this relationship, this connection, will have more weight. Okay, you with me? Show me a sign of life.
Yeah.
Okay, try. I can't see your faces, so. Okay, so now there is two features of the networks topology that are known to be important: connectivity and centrality. Okay, let's talk about connectivity. Is how is a network, how much a network is connected. Okay, is it connected? Does all of the players can connect in one way to another to all other? Is it one big group, of people or are separate groups? Let's talk about reachability. How one actor in our network can reach another. As I said, are they connected? If it's an undirected network, okay, as you see in this example, each one of the players can go, you can see my pointer, right? It can go back and forth, okay? But let's look at here in this network, okay? We have A, it can go to B, and it can go whatever. If you're looking at E, it cannot go back, it's only one way. And then we can see the distance between a player, okay, an actor, a node to other nodes, okay? So you have one step, all of them, this is a degree of closeness, okay? So all of those nodes are with one step away from A, okay? And all of those are 2 steps away. And all of those are 3 steps away. And all of those are 4 steps away, and this is 1 step away, okay? So how much, like we talked about 6 degrees of separation, 5 degrees of separation, 4 degrees of separation, and so on. The 6th one over here will be Bill Gates. So this we talked about the closeness. Okay, now let's talk about centrality. How much a specific player in our network is central. It's the location in the network, and it's also a way to show the importance of the players. Okay, how much of the information is close to him, is how much is a contribution for the spread of information. Okay, so we're want to see which actors, which nodes are in the center. Okay, and there is in the range of importance of it. Okay, there's degree centrality, closeness centrality, and betweenness centrality. Okay, and we're going to go through them. Okay, let's talk about degree of centrality. Okay, we will see how much this is degree centrality. Okay, it's the number of ties connected to a node. Okay, so here we have this network. Okay, this one connects only to 1. This one connects only to 1. And here we have one that connects to 7 other nodes. Okay, here in this network, each one of them is connected to 2. In this network, okay, there are those that are connected to 3 and those that are connected only to 4. And in this network, we see this one connected to 1 and all the rest are to 2 and this one also to 1. Okay, this is degree centrality. When we type the code that does it in Python, this is what he measures. This is what he finds out. Okay, and you are going to use a package that's called networkx. Okay, and it's going to do it for us. Now let's talk about closest centrality. Okay, an actor, a node is considered important if it's relatively close to all other actors. Okay, we want to see how close he is to other actors. Okay, how the distance. Okay, so this one is close to all the others, but for this one, for example, is not. This is in order for this player, for example, to reach here, needs to go 2 steps. Okay, and here we have this network over here. And you see this one with the highest closest centrality is right in the middle. Is the one that is the closest to everybody else from all other places in the network. And this one is the farthest. And here we have this network, okay? And we here see that all of them have the same closest centrality. Okay, this is the one that is for all the network, the closest centrality for all the network. And here we have this this network over here. Okay, and we see here in the middle is the one with the highest centrality to all other nodes in the network, all other directories. Now the last one of which we're going to talk about is between centrality. Okay, how close a player, okay, this is the person that have the information is in charge of the information flow. Okay, take a look at this. It's not this is a spy. Okay, imagine a spy that goes and mingle with people in order to get information. Okay, so he's the center, and then he takes all this information and give it to somebody else. Okay, so spy needs to be in the middle of a network in order to retrieve all the information. Okay, here we see A. Nobody B cannot reach any other without A. Is a central piece. Okay, here are the equations on how to do it. And what kind of relationships we have specifically in our data? What do we have in the tweets, in the metadata? What can we examine? How can we examine the user interaction inside Twitter? What do we have there? Do you remember what we have in the data? Anybody wants to answer that?
We have followers and following.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Mentions.
Tweets and retweets.
Yeah. And replies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have retweets and mentions and replies, and we also have, right, you're right, we also have followers and followees. But we're talking about our data that we're analyzing is the users themselves, the tweets. This is our database, our data structures. So what we have there is not as much as the list of followers and followees. It's more than we have the retweets and mentions and replies. Okay, so now I'm gonna close this share and I'm gonna I think you're supposed to have it also in the drive. Okay, this is what we're going to do now. Apply social network analysis on Twitter data. Okay, so we're let me see if it's in your file. If not, I will put it there and also send you a link. Yes, you're supposed to have it there, but I will send you a link anyway. Go ahead. So this is the file. This is the package. So what we're doing is building another type of data frame from the edges. Okay, we have the edges and we have the nodes. So an edge is a connection between two nodes. And here we have from the retweets, and we created edges from the mentions. And then we create edges from the replies. And we create some kind of a new a data frame, okay, from the source and the target and the strength. We count the strength of the ties. You see this one more than one time. This one repeats itself. We use group by, okay, and then we create the nodes, and we create a data frame of nodes and a data frame of edges, and then we create a graph. Okay, now when we're building a graph, it doesn't mean to plot it. Okay, it means to build the network itself. Okay, to plot a graph, it's something else that you also will gonna do, but you don't need to plot it to visualize it in order to get all the data that you need, the centrality, the betweenness, and so on. So okay, so we have the graph, and we have the number of nodes, the number of edges, and then we're gonna search for the degrees. What is the maximum degree and what is the minimum degree? And then we're gonna check if it's connected. Remember when I said about the connectivity, the reachability? If not all the graph is connected there, so it's separates into groups. Okay. So we want to check how many connected components there are in the graph. How many nodes are connected? How many nodes are not free players in the atmospheres? Okay, so we see that there are nodes that are connected in the group. This one doesn't mean that it's all connected to one group. Okay, so now what we're going to see, what we're going to do is, okay, we do know that there is connected nodes in our graph, okay, in our network. Okay, let's see how many subgraphs and how many connected networks there are inside our data. Okay, so here what it does, it creates a list, okay, of the number of a list of all the subgraphs that we have. Okay, so what we did here is we went through this list of graphs, and we saw which one has the highest number of nodes and which one has the highest number of edges. And then what we did is we checked which one this one gives a list, okay, to all of the subgraphs and how many edges and how many nodes they have. And here we find, if we have this list, okay, of all the graphs, it gives us to the counter, the index, okay, which one has the maximum number of nodes and which one has the maximum number of edges, okay. And this is why we can go back to this list of the graphs, okay, and we say, okay, this one is our largest subgraph, and this is what we're going to work on. We cannot work on the entire network because it's not connected, okay, but we will work on the largest one. We can also do everything we are doing on the largest one to apply it on all the list of all the subgraphs, okay. So what we're going to do, we are going to see there are 33 nodes in the data set that you're supposed to have. There are 33 nodes and 40 edges presented in the largest component of graphs, okay. Now let's see if it's connected. Well, this graph is connected. Now, what we're gonna see here, it's the coefficient of the clustering and the transmissibility. And we're gonna see what is the diameter and the average distance between two nodes. Here we see the graph centrality, the maximum degree centrality, the graph closeness. Okay, this is degree centrality. This is the maximum degree centrality. Here we have closeness centrality, betweenness centrality. Okay, and then we're gonna see. Okay, it takes. We're gonna see which one has the maximum degree of centrality. Okay, so we see this one and this one have the highest centrality of betweenness and degree centrality. Okay, and this node has the highest closest centrality. And there's all kind of information. I think that you're supposed to have a link somewhere where all the explanation here from this one. All the explanation are from these tutorials.
Dina, just to confirm, the edges are retweets?
The edges, the edges is the connection between the original tweet, the user of the original tweet, to the user who retweeted it.
So it's only retweets, like, for example, likes, I don't know if it's...
No, it's retweet, okay? Okay, let's say that I'm retweeting something, okay? So I'm one user, and the user that wrote the original tweet is another user. So the edge is the connection between me and him. Another connection is I write a tweet and I mention you. So this is another connection. I am one user, I'm mentioning you. So you are the second user, and the connection between us is an edge. We are linked by the mention.
And it's same weight value of the edge, whether it's retweet or mention.
No, what's matter is how many times. This is again, you can do whatever you like. You can say that if I mention somebody, it's a weaker relationship, so it should be with another weight. Okay, like I don't know, you can create another equation to calculate it better. With a lot of statistic and math and whatever. We can do it smarter, no doubt. Okay. But it's connected. It's every time it's like you do something. Okay, everything can be smarter. It can be scalable and state of the art. And for everything we can do deep learning and plot neural networks and lose lots of stuff. But it's connected to what you want to do. I mean, if you just want to see, to show an idea or to show that something is possible, then maybe you don't need all of the math behind it. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you want to prove the algorithm and the math and you want to do it smart, but sometimes what you want to do is to say there is a social phenomena and let me show you that there is a good chance that I'm right. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Okay, so where were we? We're in the centrality and betweenness and so on. Where is it? Okay, so we saw which one are our most important nodes in the network. Okay, and then we do want to plot it. Now, what I said before that we're gonna take all the graph and plot it. This is what it looks like. Okay, a lot of dots everywhere, and this is the graph. Okay, but then if we're looking at our largest graph, this is how it looks like. Okay. Now, this is what it looks like when we were adding when we're adding the position. Okay. Now this part, the position is the way you look at the graph. Okay, so you need to put it in a specific place. If you want to put on it the nodes, the specific nodes that we found them to be important. If you want to highlight them, you need to use this one. Okay, this part. See? Okay, so we use this. It's a different visibility from specific position. Okay, so now I used also another type of position to play with it a little bit. Okay, this is another type of position. And then we can plot on the map the two nodes that are most important to us. Okay, this is without the weights. Now we're adding the weights and the colors, so it's a color map, and every one of the colors is a different color, depends on the weight. And another way to plot them, also I think the difference is the position. It's a different position. No, it's not a different position. Maybe I just played with the color map possibility because it's lots of beautiful colors. And this one is another way to plot the original all of our nodes and edges, but as you can see, they're very, very messy. And maybe if we can somehow zoom in here, you can see like here, you can see like 3 nodes that are connected. Here there are a few more nodes that are connected. You can see the small lines between them, right? But it's really not something that that you can analyze as much to get to some kind of a meaning. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna give you, I will close the share, and I'll give you, I don't know how much you need. 15 minutes is okay for you to play with your notebooks? What? Is 15 minutes okay for you to do it for yourself? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So you try. I'm gonna turn off the video, and I'm here. You can ask me questions. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
אני עדיין במיוט, אני כבר לא במיוט, אוקיי.
לא, אני הייתי במיוט.
אוקיי.
Wait, I can't see who is talking. Who is talking?
Hi, this is Ayelet.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question
Sure.
about, I'm trying to, probably this one. So about this section in the notebook, like it's not the first one that that is a text. No, it seems to be a text node instead of
Yeah,
a
I know.
code.
I think that there was some problems, and I fixed it, and then I refixed it, and
so
no, but if it was if it was like text, then you should leave
then
it.
you I shouldn't run it.
Yes, you should probably delete it.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Because it was
yeah.
I wasn't sure why it was text instead of code, and then there was a problem running because this is not a function.
Yeah, maybe. Wait.
So you're saying it's not
no,
important.
It's not important, and it's not. You're not supposed to use it.
Okay then, I will clear those out. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Sorry about it.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe delete them before the next time you run this. You run this course.
Yeah.
Where do I stop sharing my screen?
You're supposed to.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
yeah.
Found it. Thank you.
So you're still with this notebook? You want to continue, or you want to continue play with it, or maybe I will just introduce the last session and what I'm going to talk about, and then you can just continue on playing with everything. What do you say?
Let's move to the next session.
Sorry?
I suggest let's move to the next session, and then we'll just play with whatever interests us most.
Great. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. And then I will, in the last session, that Gal will cut from this video in the end, hopefully. I will do a session of apologies. So, okay, you try it for yourself, applying all the SNA and stuff, social network analysis. Okay, so now what we did is actually understand, we understood the users, but did we really understand the groups of users? Did we apply, if we search a couple of topics, did we apply it on our data? Or did we apply anything else, for example? We didn't. What we did is just, let's take the tweets and let's see how are they connected, and let's join them together and see their connections and see which users are more important in our social network. But users and nodes in a data set can talk about more than one subject. Can imply more than one thing in their text, in their tweets, and the information that they're sharing across the network. So in order to understand the groups, like the groups of people to talk about something, we want to add more tweets. Okay, for example, are they pro or against something? For example, for controversy topics and so on. So this is a more deeper understanding of a social network. Okay, applying more features for the understanding. So, as I said, pro and against, we notice people who are talking about some stuff that we searched, our queries, our topics, but what are they feeling about it? Are they pro, are they against, and so on. So this is something that leads us to our next subject for today, dealing with analyzing Twitter data, is sentiment analysis. Friedrich Nietzsche said that we often refuse to accept an idea merely because the tone of voice in which it has been expressed to us. So sentiment analysis has many other names like opinion extractions, opinion mining, sentiment mining, subjectivity analysis. Why do we want to do it, sentiment analysis? A movie, is there a review positive or negative? Product, what do people think about the new iPhone, for example? Public sentiment, how the customer is convinced. Politics, what do people think about the candidate or an issue? And prediction, to predict how outcomes of election or market trends. Now, the solution that I'm going to introduce you is lexicon-based. Okay, so what a lexicon-based sentiment analysis, it means that it checks the similarity between the word in your text to another, to a set of a dictionary and words. Okay, so you have like, it takes your text, word, and it's like, we have all this data that is text. Okay, is this word is in this dictionary, and is it a positive word or a negative word, and so on. And this is what you're going to apply in the notebooks, okay? And this is pretty much how they do it. They take like a word like brilliant or boring, and then it takes like they add for the positive, or they they're subtracting from the negative, and so on. Or if there is a negativity, like not brilliant, they do the same. So now it's your turn. Okay, we're gonna move to, I'm gonna show you the notebook and what we're going to do. I'm not sure it's in your folder, but this is what we're going to do now. I will check if it's in your folder, and then I will show you and share with you the screen. It's not in your notebook, but I will share it with you now. I just want to make sure that I have the right one. Do you hear also the annoying beeping sound?
Yeah.
Sorry about it. Let's see if you have it. Let's see if you have it. Okay. So refresh the Twitter folder. I will share a copy. I will share a link, and then I will open it and I will show you what's inside. Okay, so the first thing that I want to introduce you is the NRC catalog. Okay, there is a link to the research. What it does is classifies the emotion according to, to associations, okay, for more than 25,000 words, according to anger, fear, anticipation, trust, surprise, sadness, joys, and disgust, and also to sentiment, negative and positive. Okay. They have their data set, and I created a Python package that I call it Leximo because they called it Imulux. So it was, I think it was on one of the extend of Baot hackathon. So this is what I created, a Python package called Leximo. It's based on similarity of or to this catalog of words. What it does, it takes your sentence, cut it and clean it into words, like word, and each one of word, it's like, is it connected to a sentiment, and then it is divided by the number of the words in the text. So it be like a very, it's not just a counter, but it's connected to how long the sentence is. Okay, so for example, this is some kind of a tweet. I think the tweet itself is Donald Trump tweet from I don't know how long ago. Okay, so this is the text, and then this is the you see, this is the a JSON or actually it's a dictionary. No, it's a dictionary. Okay, some kind of dictionary, or and then we can like print it, and then we see how much anger and anticipation and everything inside this Donald Trump tweet. Okay, so now we can read our CSV files of tweets and all their columns, and what we can do is actually apply it, which we will do later. This one, NLTK, is a big library of NLP. I think there are other libraries, big ones like Spicy and TextBob, but this one is the more stable one. It's more. I think you can apply it in more stuff. So we're using their sentiment analysis called Vader analysis, and what this notebook does is actually applying it on all the text that we have, and then what it does, it's adding it into your data frame. Okay, so you have here your rating, and then you can apply the ratings. Okay, here it is. You see negative, neutral, positive, and component. This is the total amount. It's like and to see if it's more negative or more positive. See this here? I don't know if you can see it. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is applying the Vader analysis, and this is applying the Leximo that adds up more features such as anger, anticipation, and so on. So this is another additional thing that you can have and play with, and you can try and mix things together and build them and rebuild them and so on. I want to leave this for a minute and go back to finish the presentation, and then you can continue play with it and do whatever it is you want. Okay. And this is what I'm going to do now. So this is something that you can apply. Okay, so we applied it, we find the emotion according to the specific words and so on. But if we were looking closer, is it still the same? What I mean is, what about irony or idioms or all kind of stuff? Is everything can be associated to a specific lexicon. I mean, our data is Twitter data. You see this line? Without do, where is it? Do, man, nigger, Jews, drooping, some, I can read it. I can even read it, but this is a legit tweet from Twitter, written by an American someone. So not everything that we're dealing with is standard English that can be related to a specific lexicon or and so on. So this is one thing, okay? So there is another thing that if it's a long text, it can be starting with one opinion, then talking about changing his opinion through in the middle of his writing. It can change topics. So if he's talking like you have a tweet that talks on iPhone on something else, so you can, like, he's talking about, here he's talking about an iPhone and his mother, and half of it is positive and the other half is negative, and then the final tonation of this tweet can be negative, but on what? If you're, this is on iPhone or on his mother. So everything can be done basically on the basic scale and level and to understand things, but everything you do, no matter how deep you go there, can be more complex and raised more questions and things to go deep into and to try and to make sense of everything together. So this is one other thing that you need to take into account when you're doing NLP or sentiment analysis. Now, if you want to look how exactly Leximo, the package Leximo that classifies emotions, what it does specifically, what it does is take a sentence and then he breaks it into something that's called tokens. Like if you can tokenize by sentences, sentence, or word, and that even a comma or a dot can be a token. And there is a lot of interesting stuff to learn about in the NLP and how to parse your sentences and your data, and how to make it and transmit it in a way that you can actually work with it. I mean, you have like, if you have, for example, like is and are, you can make all of those are the same as be. You know, the be is and are, like in, or if you have, I don't know, if you have, here you have good, okay, so you have good and great are the same, or all kind of stuff. And this is pretty much it for today. I'm gonna leave you with all of the notebooks to do interesting stuff, and I will love it if you do interesting stuff and you will share with me. And I would love to get all of your questions today, tomorrow. I'm available for you. If you also have any ideas for improvements or whatever it is you want to share with me, I'm here. And I will be happy to hear. And if you find some bugs and you fix them, I would also like to hear about that. And I hope you enjoy. And it was teachable for you, and you learn new ways to look at stuff. And I would like to hear your thoughts about everything. And to see your faces. I'm beside Neema, I'm talking to a black screen. We will take it off we will cut it. So from now on, this is Gal will cut it because this is my apologies. Okay, I was asked to do, as I said before, I was asked to do this lecture for PhD students from Brazil, and then I talked to Gal, and then she organized everything, and she's awesome. And then I was, yay, Gal! And then I was contacted to a very, very interesting project for it to do, to continue to a PhD before I even submitted or finished my thesis for my master's degree. So this is everything in the last month. And this week I submitted, a few days ago actually, I submitted a PhD proposal in a month without finishing my thesis. So right now I need to finish my thesis. I have a deadline also. This is what I was able to do. And this is why I asked you to continue to stay in the group so I could share more polished products. When they will be ready, I will share them with you. And I would love for you to, I don't know if you find some bugs and fix it and stuff. I would love to know about it, and I would love for you to share it with me. And thank you so much.
So I think I want
Thank
to
you.
This workshop has been amazing, and it looks very, very polished. Today was really good with all of the hands-on work. I will write you more, and I have some questions which I will ask you offline, but thank you very much for these 2 days. Amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And my PhD is in a completely different field. Okay, so if until now I was social network analysis and NLP and user and stuff, my PhD deals with recognizing and identifying emotion through micro facial expression. So I think that in a year or so from now, we'll do another session dealing with other forms of data. And, you know, I'm a learning nerd, so the way I like to learn stuff is by understanding it. I really don't, I mean, you can go into all the math and everything, you can learn it, okay, when you need to fix everything to make it better. But in order to understand what is out there and what you can apply and everything, you need to, for me, you need to understand the intuition and what's the tools that are out there and why to use them, what are they for, and it's been great for me. You're wonderful, even though I didn't see you most of the time. Is your wonderful audience, so thank you so much. So I wonder, anybody want to say anything? I'm just continue. You're quiet, so I'm continuing to speak.
I just really want to say thank you so much. Really, this workshop has been like so much information, and you're giving it like, first of all, so freely, and thank you so much for sharing, because these are questions that are not that easy to get answers, like straight answers to, and their concepts they're not so easy to understand, and you did a wonderful job. And with the code materials as well. And so like the sharing environment that you created is like, it's so pleasant and so nice, and thank you so much. And I learned so much in just less than 8 hours. That's inconceivable. And I'm sorry I turned my screen off. I was honestly munching most of the time. I didn't want to do that in front of a camera.
Yeah, this is today, last session, I just talked 4 hours straight and I didn't eat so much. Right now, every time that I give you 15 minutes, I just bite everything in my surrounding. I did the same.
Yeah, food in a bathroom break, they're a must.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Very, very nice to hear. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. So you have the access to everything, and hopefully I will try to improve it, and you as well try to improve it and share it with each other and with me. And thank you so much. And thank you, Gal, also. So bye for now.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.